What's up, good people? It's time for another session of that verbal cardio, man. I switched the angle up on y'all again. I'm switching it up, man. I'm trying new visual styles, man. So I'm sorry if you can't get your feet together on the many different angles of verbal cardio, man, but I'm switching it up. You know, I'm talking about, you feel me, man. We out here, we back in business. It's another glorious week, another glorious Tuesday. Wednesday, if you're listening to the podcast on the day it drops. Tuesday, if you're in here live, we in here. And if you're in here, you're blessed already. You're blessed because you woke up this morning. You blessed because if you're watching this on the cell phone, your cell phone is working. Thank you, Jazz. Your cell phone is working. Your bill is paid. You know what I'm saying? If you got a laptop, that's a blessing right there. If you watching me right now and you at work, that's a blessing right now because you got a show. Thank you, Jersey Girl in the gym. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing upon blessing upon blessing, man. You woke up, you had a drink of something today. You had water to drink, you had coffee to drink, whatever it is that you drink on your day to day. You already blessed. You already up. A lot of people didn't wake up. A lot of people didn't wake up yesterday. They damn sure ain't waking up today. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's be thankful. Let's be grateful. Let's lead with that on the podcast. Right out the gate, let's lead with that. Where you going, Jazz? Listen, I want to give a shout out to my patron saints in the building. Jeff Raw, Christina Shanks, Miranda, Miss Mia, Crunchy Apple, Analog Future, Chase Ali, Valerie T, Aomi, Lala, Trey Parker, Ms. Crawford, Keish, Zakia, Randomly CJ, and many, Miranda Cummings, and many more, man. Kel Howard, appreciate y'all, man. We back. Let me get my thoughts and notes together, all that good stuff. And I'm gonna do this while it's on my heart and soul. I want to talk movies for a second, right out the gate. We talking movies for a hot second. Now, the Ball Brothers episode dropped today, and we talk about, you know, top 10 black movies that black people get mad if you haven't seen. Me and Kev always go back and forth on Sister Act 2, right? We've been going back and forth on the Sister Act 2. We're going to put the polls up. He's saying that more people would be offended that you didn't see Sister Act 2 over Malcolm X. I feel like Malcolm X is a cornerstone of black viewership. I feel like being a black American, Malcolm X is a must watch. If you didn't read the book, Malcolm X is a must watch. Sister Act 2 ain't no must watch. It's not a must watch, you know what I'm saying? And you could argue that a lot of movies on that list are not must watch because you ain't got to watch a movie, but Malcolm X is important. It's well executed, it's superbly acted, and it's just a tremendous highlight to one of the brightest black people we've ever had in this country, in Malcolm X. And Sister Act 2 to me was just cute. It's a cute little movie, man. But Malcolm X is an important film. The way it was produced, the way it was made, everything that was put into it, all that good stuff, man. So these two movies can't compare. So I'd be like, yo, you ain't see Malcolm as a black? If you ain't see Malcolm as a black, I'm like, yo, man, give me your black card. Hand that over. Hand it over, man. Let me get that up off. Sister Act 2 is just cute, man. You're right. You're right, Pastor Fury. People love cute, but life ain't cute all the time. Life ain't cute all the time, man. Sometimes life is rough around the edges. Sometimes life is raggedy looking. All right, everything ain't pretty. Everything ain't cute. And the civil rights era was not pretty. It was not cute, but it was vital. It was important, and it's something that we should never forget, man. How dare y'all? How dare y'all pick Sister Act 2 over Malcolm? How dare y'all? We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. How about that? But I also wanted to say this. Now, this could be controversial to some. All right, I want y'all to just hold tight and hear me out. Hear me out, okay? But I feel like Life is a better movie than my Harlem Nights. I would rank it higher on Eddie's top movies list. I feel like Life is a superior comedy. Yes, you have the super tragic and sad undertone of two men being falsely accused of a crime and going to prison for life. Yes, it's sad. We get it. But it's funny, man. It's funny. Here's the thing about Harlem Nights. It was dope. It was dope to see like fresh black folks in the Prohibition era, in the 30s, 40s, whenever it was set. There was a dope vibe to see. You got Eddie Murphy, you got Red Fox, you got Richard Pryor, you got Della Reese, you got a who's who, right? You got Arsenio Hall in that thing. But I personally feel like Harlem Nights had great, iconic comedic moments, all right? The craps game at the beginning of the movie that resulted in a dude getting shot in the head. Classic opening, right? You got the fight in the alley between Quick and Della Reese. You got that. Oh, you want to hit people with garbage cans. Classic moment, right? Arsenio Hall going off and trying to kill Quick because his brother died. And then the dude with the little pistol. Classic moments. The little back and forth with Red Fox and Della Reese. Classic moments. The stuttering boxer. You finna be a rich nigga. Classic moments. But it's just the moments, right? It's moments. But then the rest of the film is cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's dope. But I feel like they underutilized Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor was the straight man. We don't want to see Eddie and Richard together for the first time, and we don't want to see Richard as a straight man. Richard is one of the best comedians to ever do it. His legacy, even though he dipped his toes in dramatic waters from time to time, but when we got a comedy and Eddie Murphy was white hot, we want to see these two legends together being funny as hell. And Richard was the straight man. So I feel like, damn, man. Richard was cool. I loved him as Sugar Ray, but he wasn't hilarious. He was just chilling. So with that being said, in contrast, we got Life. Now we got Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence together. Now we like, yo, this is about to be comedic gold. Life is going to give you the moments. The whole time when Ray is talking about Ray's boom boom room in the car, when they driving, he all excited. And then Martin like, man, loan denied. He was like, man, you can't come down to the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Classic moment where he trying to relive his dream. In the moment where he looking for who ripped him off at the bar. Classic moment. Ray Gibson just talking fast. The whole whites only pie situation. Classic moments, man. We looking for Slim. You found him. And then when they get to prison, it's just ridiculously the cornbread situation, the reading of the mail, and it's like, yo, your aunt died, and then they died. Who else want me to read the letter to her? Oh no, I'm out. The whole back and forth of why each of the inmates were in prison. Jangalang, Can't Get Right. You know, that whole ensemble in prison was hilarious. Then when they get, oh, my toes is in the bottle, Ray. Martin running, putting his life on the risk just to get a hot ass pie that he could barely eat because it was so hot. Can't Get Right, just, getting the girl pregnant. I'm the pappy. And then when they got older, Martin was able to be hilarious in the movie. Martin was hilarious when they were old men. What the fuck you looking at, Ray? Just what the fuck you looking at, Ray? That whole back and forth when they were old. And comedies kind of fall off in the third act. But life got stronger when they were old men. I was dying. The upper room when Jesus. That's how they sneak it up in here in their ass. Just classic when they were old. So I just feel like Life is the stronger comedy, man. I feel like that's top tier Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy was firing on all cylinders when he was young and when he was old. And Martin was the straight man, essentially, when they were young. He was just a tight-ass banker. And then when they got old and he just didn't give a damn no more, that's when Martin was able to shine and we didn't have to he wasn't relegated to straight man status the whole movie like Richard Pryor was from Harlem Nights. So therefore, I feel like Life is the superior comedy over Harlem Nights. And sure, I'll go as far as this. I say Life might be Eddie Murphy's second or third best film. Coming to America is, in my opinion, Eddie Murphy's magnum opus. You know, you gotta have Beverly Hills Cop in there. You gotta have 48 Hours in there, Trading Places. But I feel like Life might be my second favorite or third favorite Eddie Murphy film. When I think about his whole track record, I need to do like a top 10 Eddie Murphy movies where he's like the true star. But yeah, I just feel like Life is better than Harlem Nights. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. Also, let me say this. I'm glad you brought this up, Chris W. One of Them Days, y'all know I got a small part in the movie One of Them Days with Keke Palmer and SZA. I got a small part in that film. Now it's on Netflix. So if you didn't get a chance to check it out in theaters, you can check it out now. But I want to say this, and I'm glad you brought it up. One of Them Days made $50 million domestically. This is proof positive that there is still a hunger for black comedies in movie theaters. This movie made $50 million on a $14 million budget. So when you have a $14 million budget, what they typically do is you multiply the budget times about 2.5 to make a film truly profitable. They need to do 2.5 times the budget. And they did that. Once they crossed like 30-something million, that's when they are in the black. So this movie that was led by two black women grossed $50 million at the box office. This is proof positive that we want comedies back in our lives, and we want them in movie theaters too. It's cool that we got everything at our streaming fingertips, but man, let's not bury the movie theater experience. And y'all came out to see One of Them Days, and you know, it hit. Like, people enjoyed it. So if y'all went to see it just for me, thank you so much. But I'm sure that you enjoyed the whole experience because it was dope. Keke and SZA had great chemistry. It was good side characters, great message on the underneath. And it was just good to see black comedies in theaters again on the rated R tip. So if you haven't watched it yet, it's now on Netflix. So let's run the numbers up again so we can get more movies from Sarita Strickland, from Issa Rae, all that good stuff. So make sure y'all check out One of Them Days. Not just for me, and I know SZA was pissing everybody off. She was pissing everybody off because she kept messing up. But she would fix the mess up. She would mess up and then fix the mess up. Man, just watch the movie. It's a good time. It's dope. And I'm glad it did well. So let's get black comedies back in theaters, man. Comedies in general, let's get them back in theaters. Because these movie studios are scared to take a chance on comedies now. They want to do all sequels or these big budget, ultra, comic book movies or big sci-fi or whatever. But we can scale it back. We can keep the budgets low and make fire, funny ass comedies. Let's get that going again. Bring back the comedy and put me in it. Throw me in there somewhere, man. Shout out to Lil Rel. I'm also in his comedy called Haunted Heist. If they don't cut my part, I never like talking about an acting role until I know I made the cut. So since they made the announcement and they threw me in there in the announcement, I'm hoping and praying that I'm not gonna get edited out. So I'm in there as I shot something. But if I get edited out, and then you see me get quiet on it, would then, you know, I tried. But when the movie comes out, go see it. Go see it, go peep game, go watch it, go holler at it, put the numbers up. That's all I'm gonna say right here, right now. Now, I gotta pay the bills real quick, man. Let me do the ad work. Y'all know I like food. Y'all know I love me some food. I'm always thinking about it. Even right now, when I'm talking to y'all about Harlem Nights and life, I'm thinking about food on the underneath, man. Y'all ready to optimize your nutrition this year? Factor has chef-made gourmet meals that make eating well easy. They're dietitian approved and ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes. So you can fuel right and feel great no matter what life throws at you. And life be throwing stuff at us. Life be throwing all kind of curveballs, hitting us right in the lips. Sometimes you think, yeah, I'm going to cook this for dinner. Then life be happening. And then you only got like 20 minutes to cook dinner now. When you thought you was going to have a whole evening. Now you don't feel like cooking all that. Factor arrives fresh and fully prepared, perfect for any active and busy lifestyle. You can lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks with Factor Keto meals based on a randomized controlled clinical trial with Factor Keto. Results will vary depending on diet and exercise. With 40 options across 8 dietary preferences on the menu each week, it's easy to pick meals tailored to your goals. Choose from preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, or Keto. Factor can help you feel your best all day long with wholesome smoothies, breakfasts, grab-and-go snacks, and more add-ons. Reach your goals this year with ingredients you can trust and convenience that can't be beat. I've had Factor. Factor is convenient. It's dope. You can control how many calories you taking in. Because, you know, we be skimming off the top. When we make our own food, we be like, nah, this is this many calories. Nah, you done added all kind of other stuff. And not to mention the portion sizes. So then you done went over your calorie limit if that's what you're doing. Factor helps you rein in all that. It's already prepped. It's already prepared. Sitting right there. If you ran out of time in your day, Factor's right there. And it tastes good. It tastes good, man. So eat smart with Factor. Get Factor at factormeals.com/verbal50 off and use the code verbal50 off to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code verbal50 off at factormeals.com/verbal50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. I'm hungry. I'm ready to eat right now. You know how Denzel had that line, I'm drunk right now. That's how I feel. I'm hungry right now. I've been fasting, man. I'm probably like 17 hours in. You know what I'm saying? I'm hungry, y'all. That's just the truth of the matter, man. I can't take it no more, man. I'm ready to eat. Ready to get it in. All right, IG Live. I got to cut the feed off. If y'all want to continue to watch this live as I record it and chime in and weigh in, join my Patreon, man. Click that link in my bio. Click the Patreon tab. Join the paid membership. Join the paid membership and you get the perks. You get live access to the podcast that we do. I'm talking Ball Brothers. I'm talking Verbal Cardio. I'm talking Daddy Issues. It's so many perks. So many perks. The Outcast skit. What Outcast skit? So many perks, y'all. So anyway, I got to cut this feed off, but you welcome to not miss a beat. All you got to do is join my Patreon, then you're going to get the link right there, and then you come on in and chime in with us and hang and build. But if not, then I'll talk to y'all. But just make sure when the episode drops, run the numbers up, y'all. Run my numbers up on the podcast, man. I'm tired of doing this for slim numbers, man. Let's let this grow, man. I want to get the Theo Von levels of podcast listenership. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me, man? Get in on this. Anyway, y'all. All right. Now it's just now we're alone. I know y'all was waiting for me to cut it off because I know how y'all do, man. I'm already knowing. So I'm sure y'all have heard that Kanye West did an interview with academics, and this man was in the Black Klan robe. Now, at this point, and I've said this before, and I'm saying it again, I'm numb to Kanye West. I'm just numb, man. He's just doing stuff. He's just doing stuff. But when I tell you, first of all, the way academics was getting ready for the interview, like how I look, man. You know what I'm saying? How's this angle? And then when Kanye West came in, he was like, yeah. And then he went to put his costume on. When he came out in full costume, I could not help but laugh. That Negro walked out in that black Klansman sheets and just stood there. And then they was rearranging the furniture to get the right, interview set up. And then they just ended up talking by the window, standing up. I was like, what the hell is going on? Just standing up for a complete. Can you imagine if Barbara Walters was just standing there with every guest she had? She just standing there with Cher, like, so Cher, just standing there in front of the window. I'm just like, I'm numb. He said John Legend smelled like mashed potatoes. Hot sweater wearing ass nigga. Listen, y'all. Kanye is just a complete man. And underneath the Black Klansman outfit, he had a swastika necklace on. First of all, who made this for him? Who made it? Who had why would you even construct this? I know they got merch for that. I know they got merch. White supremacists always got the merch for this bullshit ass symbol. Well, who made the jewelry piece? Why? Why would you take that job? Who did he go to that was comfortable enough to make that? Whatever you need, man. Custom jewelry, man. I got what you need. I want this. And it was like, oh, cool. Like, no, it's not. And I feel like Academics is not a good interviewer. Like the questions he was asking, the way he was asking the questions, Kanye was all over the place. Even when he tried to touch on like, why you wearing this? Why you doing this? He jumped into something completely different. Then he tried to circle back around. So it just wasn't a good interview. And I listened to it all, and it was just like, Academics, he couldn't stay in the question asking pocket. So I could tell he was just happy to be there. I could tell he was just happy to get the interview, but he wasn't like standing firm in the interview itself. It wasn't a good interview. He all over the place. And then when he took the costume off, his energy was totally different. He was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? just a happy kid. But he was angry underneath that outfit. Angry underneath that outfit. But the questions being asked was absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. I was like, nah, man, this interview wasn't it. You gotta dig into somebody this ridiculous. You gotta dig in and ask the tough questions. Why are you doing this? What the fuck are you doing? Because I know you got to be objective and you got to be like, even keel, and you got to be neutral when you're an interviewer. But I'll be like, what the fuck are you doing? That's my first order of business. Soon as you come out in the robe, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Before I'm off camera, before you even pan back to me, you're going to hear me say, what the fuck you got on? Out the gate. Just on pure, like, you really got this on? Come on, man. What's the message you trying to send? What was that all about? So it's like, he's just ridiculous. And I remember when Kanye first emerged. It was so exciting, man. When Kanye emerged and he was making the beats, and then, he had the accident, and then he did Through the Wire, and it was like, yo, man, he really rapping with his mouth wired shut, and he's aspirational, and he's doing all this. And it was just like, yo, man, this dude's really doing it. And he felt like a regular guy. Yeah, he's a producer. Yeah, he rapping, but he's a regular dude. And contrary to popular belief, most black men aren't gangsters. Most black men aren't athletes. Most black men aren't drug dealers. Most black men aren't street dudes. So to get somebody like Kanye West coming out to speak to just regular black dudes, you know what I'm saying? We in college, we trying to figure it out. This was a guy that was like, yo, man, he a regular dude. Now, not to say he was the first regular dude in hip hop. There's mad regular dudes in hip hop, but He was popping. So it was just like, yo, man, we was all in. The soul samples, the whole vibe. The College Dropout album, you couldn't stop listening to it. You know what I'm saying? That was a moment. It was something fresh. It was like we coming out of the 50 Cent era, where it was just like a nice little contrast. And it was like, man, this is a good ass time. And he backed that up with the brilliant late registration. And in that moment, he was like, George Bush doesn't care about black people. And we was like, man, he don't. He don't. We was with Kanye, man. We was like, man, you right. We loved him even more. Late registration blew the hell up, man. Over 800-something thousand copies sold first week. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? We all in. Then his mom passed and was like, and then he dropped Graduation. He goes against 50 Cent, and we rooting for the underdog. And it's crazy to think that Kanye was the underdog at that time, even though when you really think about it, when you really look back, he wasn't the underdog. Because Late Registration had already came out, did gangbusters. 50 Cent was already on the decline. So by the time Graduation was about to come out, Kanye was the hot hand. And so when they went head to head, we know how that turned out. Graduation did over 900,000 first week. 50 Cent did about 600, which was great for 50. Because had he not gone head to head with Kanye West, that Curtis album wouldn't have done those type of numbers. It just, the buzz wasn't there. He had I Get Money, but the buzz wasn't there without that competitive head to head. So I feel like that probably boosted the sales of both of them, but I feel like 50 Cent benefited more from that. Let's go head to head. Because that Curtis album fell off the face of the earth after that. Well, Graduation still lives on today. Still talk about that album. So it was just like, but then the cracks started to really show with Kanye. He busts up on stage and he just interrupts Taylor Swift acceptance speech, which is completely out of line, regardless of how we may have felt, regardless of the fact that Beyonce should have won. You still don't do that. That's just against protocol. We just don't do. It's not Taylor Swift's fault. Whatever happened at the Grammys, that's not on Taylor Swift. So you don't go up there and do that to her in her moment. And I feel like that right there, and to say Taylor capitalized on that, I mean, she got a right to capitalize on that. Somebody run up on stage on your shit, you got them right, you gonna capitalize. Because why wouldn't she? Somebody bust up your moment like that, embarrass you like that, nigga, capitalization. I'm capitalizing. You don't run up on stage and just ruin my moment. That's out of line. Any way you slice it, ain't no excuse. So if Taylor Swift capitalized on it, you know you goddamn right. All caps. So then, so now, the public is viewing him differently. Now the white side is like, man, we don't really rock with Kanye. We don't really rock with Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man, that was out of line. So, when he's doing 808 and Heartbreak and like My Dark Twisted Fantasy, it's a different Kanye. But he's also changing music at the same time. So it was just like, man, even though he did that rude shit and he was riding for Beyonce, and a part of us internally was like, yeah, ride for Beyonce, but that was out of line. But yes, ride for Beyonce, but that was kind of ridiculous because, you know what I'm saying, that was pretty rude. That was wild to do. That was wild to do. You shouldn't have did that. Even though, we felt like Beyonce should have won that Grammy. We was with you. We was like, hell no, man. Beyonce should have won that Grammy. If we was going to complain in the comment section, we was going to complain tough in the comment section. We was going to talk all that shit on the back end. But we wasn't going to run up on stage and be like, oh, man, hell no, man. Beyonce the greatest of all time. We wasn't going to do that on stage in Taylor Swift's face. That was just out of line. But we felt it. But come on, man. You know what I'm saying? We were just going to talk shit later, after the fact. That's all that was. And not in front of company, exactly. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? We just going to keep it on the tuck. Let her get a little moment. And then we going to fuss. But nah, man. So after that, Kanye West really changed music, though. He really did. Hate him or love him, his impact on music is crazy. And honestly, like, I feel like he's one of the most impactful hip-hop artists to ever exist in the space. Hate it or love it. However you feel is how you feel. But when I look at the impact of Kanye West, his sound and what he has done, can't nobody else. It's crazy. You know, you can go back to like Rakim and the people that he influenced, maybe Big Daddy Kane, the people he influenced. But like when you look at how Kanye West, and you know, you get tired of hearing him say it, you be like, all right, enough of tooting your own horn, man. Enough. When people toot their own horn too much, I just get turned off. I get turned off. I get it. You got to talk your shit. You got to stand on what you stand on sometimes. Sometimes you got to stick your chest out. But when you've been doing it your whole career, enough. We said it already. We agreed with you. We said it already. You done won all the Grammys. You ain't got to talk your shit no more. Enough. Enough of the tooting of your own horn, man. Let the people speak for you. Like even with me, man, I'm just here's my version of talking my own shit. Is when I ask of you to come see me live, watch my special, spend your hard-earned money on my show, or just watch anything I'm a part of, and you take the time out of your day in life to watch me in any capacity. You put money up, you put time up, you done got babysitter, you done got dressed, you done did this, you done drove miles. I said, come see me. That's my shit talk. Because I feel like I'm going to give you your money's worth. That's me talking my shit. I'm not going to be out here. I'm the best comedian to ever do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of the greats. That's for you to decide. But I feel confident enough that I'm going to give you your money's worth. And that to me is enough for me. I ain't got to say shit else. Regardless if you feel like I'm overlooked, that ain't my business. That ain't on me. How I'm looked. No, that ain't on me. However you feel, you know what I'm saying? That. So my shit talk is putting up a flyer, telling you, yo, man, come see me live. That's my shit talk. In fact, I'm going to throw a flyer in your face. Yo, come see me in Chicago, man. That's me talking that shit. All the other stuff is just like, it kind of rings of insecurity and it just kind of rings of like something else. You know what I mean? So all that shit talking Kanye be doing, he been doing it for so long. It's like, why are you still talking that shit? You've already sold millions of albums, got millions and billions of streams. You've got all the Grammys. You've made all the money. You ain't got to say shit else about yourself. We know, nigga. We know. The numbers ain't been lying, Kanye. The numbers haven't been lying. Just let that be enough. Let that be enough shit talk. The work, the output is the shit talk. God damn. Hush. Anyway, man, let me pay some more bills real quick. All right. So let's talk draws, underwear, undergarments, if you will, for lack of a better word. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? It's all about the comfort, man. I like to be comfortable down there, man. I like for my packaging to be secure and comfortable. I like for it to be breathing down there. You know what I mean? That's what I enjoy. That's what I like. You know, because that's my thing. Like, you know, when it comes to underwear, I don't want nothing scratchy. I don't want nothing itchy. I don't want nothing rough on my parts. I want to feel cared for. I want my balls cupped. You know what I'm saying? I want my packaging secure. I want it to be able to breathe. Just in case it moves, I want it to move comfortably. Because throughout the day, man, the packaging is going to do what it's going to do. I don't want to get too graphic, but you know, the packaging it'd be different shapes and sizes all throughout the day. And I want it to be comfortable and smooth within that space of like constant changing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I want to put that out there, you know. So Skims underwear, right? Skims got that good underwear, man. You know what I'm saying? It's comfortable. I can breathe in it, man. You know what I'm saying? My basket and fishing rod is in good hands. You feel me, man. I like it. I like the boxer briefs, man. The boxer briefs is my go-to. You know what I'm saying? That's my go-to. The good old boxer brief. All my fellow dads out there can probably relate to this. Their underwear drawers haven't had a good update in quite some time, man. You know what I'm saying? The underwear, some people just stick to the same old tried and true formula underwear, man. And so when I tried these Skims, the cotton 3-inch boxer briefs, yeah, man, that's a good time. I just feel safe. I feel nestled. I feel secure. Because I don't really do the tighty whities, man. I need some extra real estate on the thighs. You feel me? And what I like about some of the Skims too, for the traveler Skims, they don't ride up. Ain't no riding. And I love it when the draws don't ride. Don't be riding, man. Look out. Because the rider, man, then you all adjusting in public and everybody looking at you. Hey, man, hey, what are you doing? You're grabbing yourself. No, man. They riding. You ain't got to deal with that with the Skims, man. Nice, secure, chilling, standing in place, staying in shape. I love it, man. Skims is a good time. Comfortable, smooth, taking care of you, holding you down, man. So shop Skims men's at skims.com and Skims stores. All right? Let them know we sent you. After you place your order, select podcast in the survey and select our show in the drop-down menu that follows. Skims is the official underwear partner of the NBA, the WNBA, and USA basketball. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? So listen, man, get the Skims going. Get comfortable down there. Get right with yourself, man. Feel secure, comfortable, safe. Skims. Sorry I had to talk about draws for a second, but hey, man, draws is everyday life for me. I be Draws McGee out here. Big Draws Johnson, man. So I was in Atlanta this weekend, right? Great show. Shout out to everybody that pulled up in Atlanta. All the shows were sold out. So Atlanta was fully moisturized. Great turnout, good energy, good times. Thank you to everyone that pulled up. While in Atlanta, traffic was booty cheeks as usual. Crazy booty cheeks on the traffic. Enough. Everybody need to sit down. But I was kind of up to no good on the food tip. I was up to no good. I had some shenanigans going. All right. Atlanta vegan breakfast ended up bringing me some biscuits. But before I even got to the biscuits, let me tell you about this. Let me tell you about this place I hit up that it's in West End, right? Super pro-black, earthy place. They had these vegan donuts, right? Because every time I go to Atlanta, I go to the West End and I go to Wadata, and I might hit up that Jamaican place that's around there too. But I always go to Wadata to get like their smoothies. I get their juices that they got there. I get their patties. I just go in. I spend a lot of money at Wadata every time I go to Atlanta. It's just a must. It's a must stop for me. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go to Wadata, and I'll be making up my own smoothie. I'll be in there, yeah, let me get the coconut water, and then I'm going to do bananas, blueberries. I I might do strawberry or might do pineapple. Throw some spirulina in there. You know what I'm saying? Throw some sea moss in there. I just be throwing in everything but the kitchen sink, and it be coming out right. And, you know, I love to support black business. But there's this place called Vegan Dream Team. Vegan Dream Team. They got these vegan donuts. They call them the Donut Man. They got vegan donuts in there. Let me tell y'all something. If you in Atlanta, you go by 576 Lee Street, Southwest Suite E in Atlanta, Georgia, in the West End. Vegan Dream Team. You go up in there. Now the hours are crazy. I'm not sure what the real hours are, but I managed to get up in there around 3, 4. Probably like it might have been like 3-something p.m. on a Friday. Went up in there and got me like 3 donuts. One of them was like banana and mango. One of them was like, I don't even remember the flavors. They was all outstanding. I'm coming out the gate filthy in Atlanta, eating donuts. Now, I thought they were baked donuts, but he said they fried. Well, his daughter said they be frying the donuts, but he said sometimes he bakes them, sometimes he fries them. And when they fry them, they deep fry them in peanut butter oil. But when I tell y'all these donuts were so good. These donuts were so good, though. If I was a cop in Atlanta, I would just that would be my detail. I'd be like, yo, man, give me the West End district. Because it's already shady over there. It's already suspect on that part of town. It don't look safe. There's a sketchy strip club over there called Peaches. It don't look safe. So they need cops. I would be on the force and I'd be like, yo, man, give me the West End. And I'd be parked right by that goddamn donut shop. I'd be eating vegan donuts every shift. Them donuts was bliss, man. Me and Keenan Baker was just like, oh, God. Oh. Anyway, that's how I hit the streets in Atlanta, man. Donuts. Then I had biscuits. Atlanta Vegan Breakfast bought me the biscuits. Shout out to those girls. Brought me biscuits and eggs. I tore them down. I had 6 biscuits in one day. Y'all not going to judge my life. I had the Jamaican food. The Jamaican food was cool. Kind of busted out of the container it was in, but it was good. And then I pulled up on the Vegan House of Pancakes. Shout out to them for looking out for your boy. Shout out to Sabrina for setting it up, giving me the alley-oop, because they was sold out because Tabitha Brown had went there the day before. So the Tabitha Brown effect, people was lined up in that mug, so they sold out of a lot of stuff, but they was able to get your boy some pancakes on the side. So I had some blueberry vegan pancakes. I didn't put no syrup on them. I just had the blueberry and the powdered sugar and the butter. Had that. That was a good time. So in East Point, check out Vegan House of Pancakes. You feel me? Filth. I was filthy all weekend. Now I'm back to, kind of back to normal because I went to the movies twice yesterday, so I had popcorn. But today I'm back to normal. Today I'm back to my routine. Today I'm gonna get my avocado toast with the grass and you know, the usual lawnmower shavings on it that y'all be clowning me for. I'm back to normal today. But man, I was up to no good in Atlanta. We went to the strip club, went to Blue Flame. You know what I'm saying? Went in there for about 45 minutes, strong minutes. Went in there. Blue Flame got some beautiful women in there. Those women, it's Blue Flame. Went in there, only spent the door fee. Came out of there scot-free. My boy Stevie J, who was doing guest sets on my shows all weekend, he went in there, big spender. He gave me a stack to throw at the dances. So I spent his money on that tip. Came out, you know what I'm saying, scot-free with some quality women up in there, man. That was a good time. Went to the Waffle House twice. Resisted the urge to eat because I was already on my fasting clock. So I was just lusting after Keenan Baker's waffles, just sitting there in the glaze. I was like, man, twice. I done been to the Waffle House 3 times in 2 weeks. I ain't got nothing. Every time. I'm just there to build. I'm a team player. I'm sitting there just fighting for my life internally. The temptation is there. Imagine Pookie from New Jack City just hanging out at the crack house. He's like, yeah, man, y'all really getting in there. Ooh, you took a big hit of that crack. Oh, look at you. And I'm just in there hanging out. That's the equivalent. That's the equivalent. Oh, you can walk the Blue Flame? You super close. So Atlanta was a good time, man. Let the good times roll in Atlanta, and I want to thank y'all for making it a fully moisturized weekend. If you showed up and showed up. Shout out to Zane, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that rolled up. Once I turn that fasting clock on, I'm able to resist a lot of stuff. When the clock is off, though, that's when you might catch me slipping. But once I turn that clock on to where I'm fasting, then I'm in the zone. I will sit there and resist the clock. My clock is broken. Nah, man, you gotta want it. You got to want it. Yeah. Oh man. So shout out to Atlanta. So there's a post. Shout out to my girl Sarah Fontenot. She has a great podcast called It's Giving, and she had Waka Flocka Flame on her show, and they were talking about the topic of who are you saving? Life is on the line. Your kid's life or your spouse's life. Who are you saving? And he picked his wife, right? And a lot of people will have that mindset to where, no, you save your wife, you can produce more kids. Now, my take is this, and it doesn't have to be your take. I'm not here to tell you how to feel. But for me, I'm saving the kids because I know that my wife would want me to save the kids. If I save her and not the kids, she will never recover from that. Ever. Ever. Most people, I can't speak for everybody, but most people, if that horrible choice had to be made as a parent, if my life is in peril and the kid's life is in peril, you better goddamn save those kids. Because I would willingly die for my kids. So if you pick me to survive and the kids perish, I would never recover from that. Not only the loss of child, but the fact that I lived instead of my child. Now I'm burdened with survivor's guilt for real. And people are just saying like, yeah, you can have more kids. Like kids are just that easily replaceable. And then people be like, man, you need to read the Bible. I'm not a Christian, sir, ma'am. So I'm not reading the Bible. Oh, okay, since the Bible said do this, I'm going to do that. I'm not a Christian. But what I am is a parent. And I know for a fact that if it came down to those two things, yo, man, let me perish. I want my kids to live life to the fullest. I have lived life to the fullest. Save my child. Please save my child. That's how I'm rolling on that. 1,000%. And people are like, yeah, you could just make more kids. Like kids are just something you can bake. Like they a batch of chocolate chip cookies. You can just make some more. No, what? You can make some more. That is just a wild way to think of your children. Read the Bible. Somebody say, you need to read the Bible. No. I'm going to read and be like, all right, cool. No. Save the babies. Please. Because if you pull me out of that water and I come to and I'll be like, yo, where the kids at? And she be like, I had to save you instead of the kids. The kids is gone. I'm done. I'm done. I am finished. But I would much rather. I don't know. I don't know what's after this. After this, I don't know what's next for our spirit and our soul. I can't speak to that. But I would be like, I could take comfort in the fact that I sacrificed my life for my children so they can experience life to the fullest. And that they could live on and, experience things and just stuff like that. It's just like I'm good with that. Shoot, even now, if God rolled up and was like, yo, you want me to bring some rain back? I'll take you and bring some rain back. I'm like, let's go. Right now, in this moment, right now, if God was like, Tony, I can bring some rain back, but I'm going to need to take you if he comes back. I'm like, well, let arrivederci. Shout out to Keenan Baker. I'm gone. I'm like, bring some rain back, man. Let me dap him up on the exchange. Easily. I'm not even hesitating. I'm in there. I'm like, yes, I've been waiting for you to do this. I've been waiting for this option. Absolutely. So that was just an interesting clip. And you know what I'm saying? For me, because people's response was, a lot of people felt me, but a lot of people were in the comments just like, no, man, the Bible said, you know what I'm saying? And then you could make more kids. I'm like, nah, I'm not looking at it that way. It's not that simple, man. Our kids are not tacos, man. We can't just go up in there and whip up some more. Nigga. I mean, you could have more kids, but you know what I'm saying? These are humans. These are human beings. These are our lives in people form. As soon as you have kids, you just like, man, you looking at your kids moving around, breathing and talking and walking and laughing and playing. You be like, man, I will die for this kid right here. This is what parents feel all the time. Like, oh man, if anything ever happened to you, it's just so hell no. So I just wanted to speak to that, man. Speak on that a little bit and whatnot and all that good stuff. So yeah, so that was my week. You feel me? That was my weekend. Before I get out of here, y'all want me to address anything? Anything on your heart and minds? Something general, something that people can weigh in on. Not necessarily geared towards me personally. You know what I'm saying? Before I head out. Because I like to give the patron saints a little chime in. Best top 10 actors, all black actors. LeBron and Stephen A. I didn't touch on LeBron and Stephen A. Oh, I haven't. I haven't done this podcast since LeBron did the interview. So I watched LeBron's interview with Pat McAfee. So I watched that whole interview, and I like that interview. And the dynamic between Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James is funny. Stephen A. is just handling this stuff all wrong. Even when he was trying to come out the next day and was like, listen, I could have brought up the fact that LeBron didn't go to Kobe's memorial. I could have did this. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Stephen A.? No, this not how we move, and this not how we grooving. What part of the game is this? And he was wrong on the information. This LeBron beef is getting out of hand. And for what? For what? Just because LeBron was like, hey man, chill out on my son. You could just be like, you know what, let me chill out. I'm not gonna chill out on the criticisms of sports because that's what I do. That's what I'm paid to do, is to talk about athletes and sports. Still do that, but I could be like, you know what? My bad, I ain't gonna cross the line, and that's all he could have did. But now he digging deeper. And so it's just like, and then he said, he was like, yo, if LeBron would have swung on me, I would have hit back. He said he would have got his ass kicked, but he said I would have swung back. A lot of people were like, man, no, you wouldn't have. You would have got mopped. I was like, y'all not listening to what Stephen A. Smith said. He said he would lose the fight. But what he said was, I'm going to hit back, though. And I don't think that's that hard to believe. Most people just ain't going to get hit and just take it. Regardless of what you saw at the Oscars, most people ain't just going to get hit and take it. Regardless, win or lose. Some people hit back on knee-jerk reaction. If Floyd Mayweather punched me in the face, I'm going to swing back on pure reaction. Yeah, I'm going to lose. That's a professional fighter. I better lose. But I'm doing something. Whether it be wrestling, whatever, I'm going to grab, tackle. I can tackle the nigga. I can try to get in close and avoid the hand speed and the quickness. Get in there close, just come in there, bear hug him. Keep his arms down, squeeze him to death. I could do that. But I'm doing something. So, but people love to hear what they want to hear. They love to pick sides. And I like the LeBron interview, though, man. It was good to see LeBron just talking regular. It was cool. It was chill. And he was just, talking about certain things that we always say. He addressed the thing like, he spends $1 million on his body. He was like, no. Just hearing him talk, hearing his own words on stuff and like all that good stuff. It was just dope. It was dope to see. And like, I know LeBron gets a lot of criticism or whatever, but overall, LeBron is a good dude, man. When you look at how big he is, what he's meant to the game, he's one of the best to ever do it. He's got a good reputation, you know what I'm saying? Family man. No scandals like that. Let LeBron just flourish. Be proud of his son. Who cares about the nepotism? Who cares? So what? It's nepotism all throughout American industry and everything. So what? His son got in the NBA. All right. Now he's just going to have to step up and show and prove. If he can't show and prove, then he's just going to be, he's going to fall by the wayside. But give the young man an opportunity to do a little something in the NBA. If not, then, you know what I'm saying, the performances is going to speak for itself. So let that be the move. All right? So, and Stephen A. Smith, man, just chill out, man. Can we stop this? Can we stop the beef? Just be like, yeah, man, I'll cross the line, man. LeBron, you know what I'm saying. Maybe we'll talk in the future, maybe not. But just leave it at that, man. Because you messing up your own legacy as a sports, analyst. With all this mess, you don't want that on your resume. Unless it's like a fun, back and forth like Howard Cosell and Muhammad Ali. But it ain't that. So it's like, damn. And you don't want that, man. You just signed a multi-million-dollar contract, man. Just do your job. Just do your job. Flourish, man. You getting paid big money. Life is good. Stephen A. Life is good. Anyway, y'all, I want to thank y'all for pulling up and joining me in this podcast, man. Thank you for continuing to support Verbal Cardio. I'm glad you're spending time with your boy, hearing me run my mouth for an hour. I appreciate all of that. Shout out to what's Never Would Have Made It? What's his name?
Marvin Sapp.
Marvin Sapp. Shout out to Marvin Sapp for holding the congregation hostage while he collected those funds. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I'll be wanting to do that to y'all. I'll be wanting to hold y'all hostage, man, till you support. That's how I want to get the views up, man. Nah, man, stay right here and click that subscribe. Nah, man, shut the doors. That don't be a minute saying, nigga, I said get it around on that side. I'll be wanting to do that to y'all. I want to lock y'all in, but I ain't gonna do that. But I be wanting to. Sometimes we just get hard on y'all. We be tired of y'all shit and be like, man, lock the doors. All right, now y'all about to donate to this church. Y'all about to put money in the collection plate or you ain't going home. Praise God. Nigga, I said get it around on that side. Locked in, man. I get the frustration, but damn, we can't do that in the church. We can't do it at the church, but I be wanting to. I be wanting to have y'all locked and sealed in, like I ain't letting you out till you join my Patreon. What? Yeah, you heard me. Let me get that $5. What? Oh yeah, let me get that $5. I'm sick of y'all. I'm giving you all this free entertainment and you ain't put in on nothing. You ain't came to see me at a show. You ain't doing nothing but looking at my little videos and laughing. I done made you feel better and you ain't chimed in on none of it. Give me the $5. What? Man, let me out. Nah, man. I want that $5. And you got it, too. I know you got it. Because you're going to Starbucks right after this. I'll follow you. You going to Starbucks right after this, and you going to post your little raggedy-ass, bullshit-ass hot beverage. Give me $5. I know you're good for it. I saw you clinking glasses with your little friends this weekend at your little brunch. And I know y'all spent top dollar at that little brunch. Yeah, and that wasn't your only drink, was it? Let me get $5. Let me get that $5 up off you, man. I'm sick of it. I done made you laugh. When your aunt died, I made you laugh. I want that $5. Y'all gonna stop treating me like this, like I'm just disposable free entertainment, man. Let me reap the financial benefits of entertaining you. She Beyonce in town, you be going to see her. $400-$500 you done spent on your little Beyonce outfit just for entertainment. Let me get $5. I'm not even asking for the triple digits. Just let me get the 5. Hell, you can subscribe to me all year, and I'm still cheaper than the Beyonce ticket. Let me get that $5 up off you. I'm sick of this. I'm tired of it. I'm going to roll up, man. I'm going to be watching your pockets from here on out. You claiming you broke, I better not see you doing nothing. I better not see no fun in your life. I better not see nothing new. Don't let me see you roll up in the new vehicle and you talking about you ain't got $5. I don't want to hear none of that. I'm watching your every move. Well, I ain't got to spend the money on you. You hush right here, right now. You ain't got to do nothing. You right? You ain't got to do nothing, but you're doing stuff. And I want you to give me that $5 since we doing stuff. Let me get that $5. Anyway, I'll be a silly butt. I want to thank y'all for pulling up to Verbal Cardio. Don't forget to run the numbers up. Spread the word about this podcast because I'll be wanting to quit it every week. Be honest with you. I'll be wanting to quit every week, man. But, I'm hanging in there. But I'll be wanting to quit every week, man. But here we are. Yet and still. Anyway, but shout out to my patron saints and thank you for tuning in to another session of that Verbal Cardio.